Now, obviously, the message in this video is for anyone who has kids or wants to start a family. But I'm gonna need my single moms to come to the front. Yep, come to the front. Because who is more efficient than a single mother? Who else on the planet can chase the bag and earn money, run a household, raise and nurture children, cook healthy food, keep everyone clean, and if you're a Muslim, adhere to your religious duties despite being sick or not feeling like it or being tired or whatever? Like, we single mothers do not get enough credit for everything that we do and how amazing we are at keeping everything together. Instead, it seems like everyone wants to blame the single mother for being a single mother, and they make assumptions about us. Well, I'm here to say that Jenna cares if don't nobody else care. And I know they like to break you down a lot, and when they come around the block, brothers clown a lot. But please don't cry, dry your eyes, never let up, forgive, and don't forget, girl, keep your head up. I am here to say to the mothers, to the single mothers, forget about what they say. Forget about what everyone says about children, about the sacrifice that we make for our families. Allah knows what we're doing. I'm here to say that the investment and the sacrifices we make for our children and our families have to pay off. What we're doing is raising a tribe that will yield bounties and blessings for us if we do it right and with proper intention. So let's talk about how to make your family powerful through training everyone on how to think as a mastermind group. You know, that part in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill about the mastermind has always intrigued me because I love the idea of my own family being a mastermind group. Now, I may quote pieces of knowledge from everywhere, okay? But that doesn't mean that I subscribe 100% to everyone's philosophies. Like, just because I'm quoting Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich, it doesn't mean that I totally adopt his philosophy, okay? You know, I read so much and I take wisdom from everywhere, but the only thing I stand by 100% is the Holy Quran. All right, now having said that, when everyone in the family comes together with a true meeting of the minds, the power of the group becomes greater than the sum of each part. And to me, that's what a mastermind is. Napoleon Hill describes the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Now, that part about attainment of a definite purpose could be anything. It could be the family deciding to combine their resources to save for a bigger estate or to buy a piece of land where they can build houses just for their family and offspring. It could be about how to go to Hajj. It can literally be anything. And this resonates with me because I'm someone who values autonomy and collective power. I've always dreamed of using my autonomy to give of myself or of my substance to organizations or causes that I believe in. It could be my family or it could be a community organization. Like, let's be productive. Let's have lofty goals that we work towards. It's a form of rebellion, I think, to the rat race and the very narrow lifestyle that I feel like is forced upon us if we don't have a vision for another way of living. And what's most importantly, if we do not define our family structures and our lifestyles, our children will be lost. Our children will be lost to dominant belief systems, foolish ways of living, rather than profiting your own self and your own family. And I can't have that. I cannot have my children be lost to the world or lost to society because I was in mental slavery and shackles by dominant belief systems that were forced upon me. I can't have that happen to my own family. So this idea of raising my children to value the family group as a mastermind group means that we could have a small collection of people committed to working together to manifest our lofty goals. And that is so exciting to me. Then I'm going to do that with my own child. And if I ever do take on a spouse again, then this is the type of vision and idea that I want us to share and be united on. Imagine the power you can have and the speed of which you can have that power by working in groups. And the best part is you don't have to look past your own family. You don't have to look past your own blood. You can work with people that you already love and trust. That is ultimate efficiency. Now, I'm saying all this in the mindset of establishing traditions that I will raise my children with, but also establishing family wealth. And so when you're thinking about establishing family wealth, it's going to start with my efforts, but then she will join me in my efforts, and I will train her on how to think this way with her offspring, so that the wealth that I accumulate in my life and pass down to her, she will be in the right state of mind to maintain or grow the wealth and then pass it on. And this is how we start training our families to carry family wealth and intergenerational wealth. Now, if we're going to be talking about family wealth, then we have to talk about the author J. Hughes. In his book, Family Wealth, he describes family wealth as having three parts. You have the human wealth in the family, the intellectual wealth of the family, and then the financial wealth of the family. He says that human and intellectual wealth, or capital, are more critical than financial wealth because the growth of the human and intellectual wealth is ultimately what determines the family's long-term success. The growth of human intellectual capital, or human intellectual wealth in your family, is actually what drives the financial wealth. And this is because even if someone in the family inherits money or finds a treasure chest of gold, whatever it is, all of that wealth could be lost and squandered within that generation if the humans in your family and their intellect is not ready to manage that wealth. You get it? So that means that our job is to truly focus on nurturing the people in our families and their intellect, and then focus on how we're all going to work as a group to create family wealth and intergenerational wealth. Obviously, it starts with the parents, but then as the children grow, they should grow thinking in terms of contributing to the group so that we can have way more power, way more property, way more ownership, way more family wealth than if we all go about it thinking individually. And I've talked about this in previous videos, and you're going to hear these themes coming up more and more. And I think we should all agree that, in the Western world with corporations and organizations, the power comes from working together. That's what a corporation is. So your family should be a mini corporation, okay? So by this logic, how to make your family powerful starts with realizing that every member in the family is of huge value. They are valuable because of who they are and what they know, what they learn, and what they apply, not just what they earn financially. Now, to organize your family and unite your family in this way, it starts with everybody agreeing to a family constitution. And in my opinion, the family constitution should be based on something spiritual, the moral ethics behind the family actions. For example, in the Holy Quran, Allah Most High tells us that we should organize ourselves and we should be best to our families. So with this mindset, everything in the Constitution will be based on mercy and the well-being of every individual member. The Constitution should also be based on free will. Everyone should, of their own volition, agree and commit to adhering to the family constitution, because the idea is that it is within your own best interest to be a part of the group. You get value from the group. This is improving your own life. So nobody should be forced to stay in the group or to operate according to the Constitution. If they want to leave the group, then they can leave. If they think that life could be better outside of the group, then by all means leave the group. Because if you're not going to participate in the group, you're hurting the group, okay? And the family constitution should have some kind of direction, some kind of mastermind power baked into it. Like I said earlier about this idea of us working together to attain a definite purpose. Okay, so it should frame some kind of family goal in the name of Allah. Now, am I overthinking all of this? Yes, of course. Is it worth overthinking? Absolutely, because this is the building of a strong family foundation and taking back your family and individual power in the days to come. Our family foundations have to be strong, and they have to withhold against the financial investments that we make with each other. It has to be strong against everyone's personal naffs, everyone's personal defects, because conflicts will arise. That's human. And it has to be able to hold against the outside squeezing, right? Outside pressure against our morality and our finances, the cost of living and media programming, etc. So with the family constitution, the idea is that the family could remain intact and united and weather all the storms for generations to come, inshallah. That's the goal. So I'm going to leave you with key points that you can think about if you're thinking about uniting your family and agreeing to a family constitution. These key points are derived from the Family Wealth book that I've been reading and that I will continue to read and share with you. All right? So the first benefit of having a family constitution is to break what the author calls the 3-generation curse. And basically, it's the idea that families end up shirtless to shirtless, like they go from broke to having wealth, then to being broke again in 3 generations. Historically, this is what happens. Family wealth dissipates within 3 generations. But having a family constitution can keep the family and the family wealth intact as a strategic intervention against the entropy or the breaking down of the group and the finances. You know what I mean? It establishes a formal system of governance that we can fall back on when we're experiencing conflict. The second benefit of having a family constitution is to create a sense of family uniqueness or differentness. The Constitution would serve as the social pact that identifies the family's unique values and goals. The third benefit of having a family constitution is that it prioritizes the people over the money. Again, J. Hughes in his book, Family Wealth, he says many times that we have to value the human wealth, the human capital of our family wealth trifecta, right? The family constitution has to have principles and values baked into it that are for everyone's best interest and well-being. The fourth benefit of having a family constitution is that it defines your micro-community. And in Islamic tradition, the family is the first community. It's the first building block of society, really. It sets the rules for your micro-society, where everyone learns firsthand how to balance rights and obligations. The fifth benefit of having a family constitution is having something to lean on to resolve family conflicts. Domestic peace in your family is the most important part of creating and preserving family wealth and keeping your mastermind, powerful organization intact. Because, if it falls apart, if there is divorce, if siblings have irreconcilable differences, then it won't work. So the family constitution would define the rules of conduct, again, that everyone would voluntarily adhere to. The sixth benefit of having a family constitution is that it means that the family has to gather more to check in that we're following the constitution. So we would have more family meetings. And when your family grows beyond just your household, like when you have kids and then your kids have kids and then there are cousins and aunties and uncles and all that type of stuff, it creates a reason for the entire family to gather with intention and shared vision and goals, rather than just having a family reunion once a year, if that, where we don't really talk about anything, we don't really grow, we just sit around and engage in small talk and eat. You know what I mean? Like, having a constitution means that when we gather as a family in our family meetings, we're always talking about growth, vision, strategy on how to achieve lofty goals. So it creates that synergy in our family organization for generations to come. Now, the seventh and final benefit of having a family constitution is we can avoid family chaos and generational chaos. Chaos happens when we don't have a defined way of handling things. Like, for example, when we experience loss and death in the family and nobody knows what to do, the family constitution prevents that kind of anarchy and chaos. And a constitution combined with a will and trusts and successorship, it keeps the group intact and it removes anxieties during times of difficulty and grief. All right, that's all for today. In the next video, I'm going to show you my mother's family constitution and how it played out in my own family. Peace be upon you all and the mercy of Allah and His bounties. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.